Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. We finally got the here we go for Matt Turner and also David Raya. We're actually going to play against Matt Turner this weekend, Nottingham Forest. You just know he's about to put up a masterclass against us. Like he's literally about to put on a masterclass against us and make save after save after save. Please don't deny us the 3 points, please, Matt Turner. He obviously will start in that one. Will David Raya start though? I mean, we got the here we go finally yesterday. This is what Fabrizio Romano's had to report today. Arsenal and Brentford are exchanging contracts today for David Raya deal. Medical test booked on Thursday. If all goes to plan, it documents timing. Raya will sign this week his Arsenal deal valid until June 2028. So a 5-year deal. We only paid like 28 million for him. We got around 7 million plus 3 million add-ons for Matt Turner. So probably like a net spend of like 18 million. So we basically upgraded our second choice goalkeeper for like 18 million. I think that's a good deal. Not many teams have two very good goalkeepers like this. I think right now, if you're to match the two goalkeepers from every team, I think Arsenal have the best two if you combine them, Ramsdale and Raya. In fact, last season, I'm still going to say it. I don't care what anyone says. I still feel like Ramsdale is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. So if you add David Raya on top of that, basically we are way better than others. And considering the fact that whatever Man United paid for Nana, we paid for both Ramsdale and Raya combined, I think that is absolutely good business. This is a very, very good goalkeeper that you're about to get. I cannot wait to see what he does at Arsenal. And literally, I cannot wait to see how it surfaces both of them in the team. Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper. Raya is a good goalkeeper. We now have the Champions League. Is there going to be rotation in the Champions League with both goalkeepers? Is there going to be like rotation in the league? Like this one plays 2 games and this one comes on for 2 games. Are we going to play according to how the fixture is, whether it's a team that is going to put in crosses or whether it's a team that is going to defend deep and you need someone like a Red to just ping in the balls in behind the defenders? Like, it's so interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what Arteta does with both goalkeepers when the season starts. Will David Raya make his debut this weekend or will it be Ramsdale? I'm sure it will be Ramsdale. This is also what Fabrizio had to say yesterday, obviously, on the medical. David Raya will complete his medical test as new Arsenal player in 24 to 48 hours. That has now been confirmed as Thursday. So tomorrow he will be undergoing his medicals. Deal sealed earlier this afternoon. It's done. That was yesterday. So remember, there were so many teams that wanted Raya. A couple of months ago, Tottenham actually made a bid, but he decided to join Arsenal. Like, the pool is different. Like, the pool at Arsenal is absolutely different. So Chelsea and Tottenham are both expected to target David Raya this summer. Tottenham actually made a bid of around 40 million. The former in particular had personal terms lined up, but they were unable to push Brentford down on their 40 million price tag. Arsenal have been able to conclude the deal at around 10 million less than the fee Brentford initially wanted. Now, this is what it's reported, but I'm hearing from a couple of Tottenham fans saying they bid around 30 million, but Brentford wanted 40 million, but Arsenal have actually come with 28 million like a month later, and you've gotten him less, and Brentford have not demanded for the 40 million. So it's really, really good to see Arsenal being able to pull like this. Like, I never thought this was going to be Arsenal, man. I never thought this was going to be Arsenal. Like, we are linked to Rice, man, still linked to him. Bayern Munich are linked to him, and the player actually decides to join Arsenal. We are linked to Havertz. Bayern Munich are linked to Havertz. We hear Real Madrid want Havertz. He ends up joining Arsenal. We hear that Raya is wanted by a couple of teams. Chelsea, Tottenham are in discussion with Brentford, but he still joins Arsenal. Like, this is incredible. Like, even just 2 years ago, we were competing with players the likes of Everton and Aston Villa. Like, we couldn't get Buendia from Norwich. Aston Villa ended up getting him. Like, that's how low we were. Aston Villa is a very good team, but at the moment, the way Arsenal fans want Arsenal to be, we want to compete with the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich for players. All due respect, not to the likes of Everton and Aston Villa. So for us to lose out on players to Everton and to Aston Villa, that was a low time, man. And that was not even that long ago. That was like 2 years ago or something. It was 2021 when you couldn't get Buendia, and Aston Villa ended up getting. So we are very, very low those days. It's very good to see Arsenal being talked in a positive manner like this. I'm seeing people's predictions. Arsenal, no, literally no one is putting Arsenal outside the top 4. People are like, yeah, second, maybe first. Like, it's crazy. Like, just 2 years ago, people are like, yeah, Arsenal will finish 6th, 7th. So the improvement that at Tierney have brought to this team, absolutely incredible. Like, I'm so happy, man. Cannot wait for the new season. Also, lastly, on David Raya, according to James Bench, Mikel Arteta's influence in negotiations is notable. In his speech to David Raya, Arteta offered a simple, precise assessment of the goalkeeper's qualities before explaining how his addition would take the team up another level. I think actually James Bench had an article on this one, if I could find it. Yes, I think I can find it. Arsenal might not need David Raya, but they really wanted him. Come the end of the season, they may well conclude that the Spain international goalkeeper was worth a 3-year wait to get him through the door. We actually wanted him 3 years ago, but you ended up getting Ramsdale a year later after that. The revelation late last month that Arsenal had expressed an interest in the Brentford goalkeeper came as something of a bolt from the blue, having signed their 3 primary targets in time for their preseason tour of the USA. The expectation had been that the manager, Mikel Arteta, technical director Edu, would attempt to source another forward, ideally one who could cover for Bukayo Saka, and that would be it. If a goalkeeper were to arrive, it was expected to be a smash glass in case. Wow. In case of emergency, veteran who would sit behind Aaron Ramsdale and Martin on the depth chart. So personally, I agree as well. I thought it was definitely going to be Ramsdale and definitely not Raya. Ramsdale and Turner. I thought that was going to be a goalkeeper partnership. I had no problem with any of them. Maybe look for a third choice goalkeeper. Like Scott Carson is sitting on the bench for Man City. That choice goalkeeper doesn't really have to play. Also helps in terms of having an English player in the team and the number of English players we need to have. And yet, as August approached, Arsenal could not help but notice that Raya remained on the market, having made clear before the end of last season that he was ready to move on from Brentford, whose contract with him expires in June of 2024. So my theory is, I don't think at the beginning of the transfer window, Atenedu really wanted Havertz and David Raya. I think they became available and they're like, you know what? We cannot let these players go. Havertz is young. Let's get him. He can play in this position. Let's get Raya. Maybe it's an improvement on Ramsdale in this and that. Maybe that was their thinking. But I don't know. I don't think at the beginning of the transfer window we were looking at these 2 players. The kind of players we were looking at were, I think, Declan Rice. We were already deep like in the negotiations with Declan Rice and West Ham at that point. I think we were probably, even the Timber one came out of nowhere, but I think Timber, they had already like had an eye on him. They were just waiting for Arsenal to make their approach and stuff. Or Ajax waiting for Arsenal to make their approach, and Arsenal made it, and Ajax quick to accept the bid. Maybe Caicedo's also part of our transfer list in case the Rice one did not work out, but I don't think the likes of David Raya and Havertz are in our transfer list. But it's good. Sometimes you have to go with your plan A's, and then in case your plan A's don't work, you have plan B's, and in case anyone like a plan C, even a plan A that becomes available during the transfer market, you can go for. Happy that. It also goes on to say Chelsea and Tottenham are both expected to target Raya. I've already read that part. Hunting for a rival to Manuel Neuer, Bayern Munich also entered the fray, offering Raya an offer as well. The initial proposal was rejected by the Brentford hierarchy. It was that moment Arsenal pounced once they entered the fray. So very, very good. Even Bayern wanted him. So we're in a very good position right now, being able to compete with all these teams in terms of getting players. So what a time to be an Arsenal fan, man. What a time to be an Arsenal fan. His medicals, he will undergo his medicals tomorrow. I don't know if Arsenal are going to announce him. The earliest they could announce him is Friday. I think we'll have already registered him, so he could be part of the team by Saturday. But I think in terms of announcement, if they want to announce it before the game, I mean, Man United usually do this. They usually announce a player like when the game is starting, like the player comes out and says hi to people like 10 minutes before the game. I don't see many people doing that. I definitely never seen Arsenal doing that. So it could be a matter of maybe announcing it Friday morning. Maybe they'll get it done very quickly, announce it Friday morning, or maybe Saturday just before the game, a couple of hours before the game, or maybe they just wait after the game and announce David Raya. I reckon they would want David Raya on the bench for that game because now Matt Turner has left. I think David Raya would be on that bench. Speaking of Matt Turner, he'll be at the Emirates on Saturday as well. According to reports from Fabrizio, Matt Turner joins Nottingham Forest permanent deal from Arsenal. I mean, it's already been confirmed by Nottingham. Next step for goalkeepers, Domino Raya to Arsenal official later this week. So all the best to Matt Turner. No problem with him. Seemed to be having a good relationship with Ramsdale and the rest of the team. Obviously, I would have loved to see him like more during the preseason, but he only played he didn't even play in preseason because he was overplaying with the USA. But all the best to him. He played 7 games for us. Didn't really stand out at all. I also don't think he really made clear and obvious mistakes that you're like, oh my goodness, we need to get a second choice goalkeeper. He's one of the best penalty stoppers right now, but you never really saw him I don't even think we saw him coming up against a team that won a penalty against us. But hey, absolutely no problem. All the best team at Nottingham Forest. I literally cannot wait to see how he does there. I'm happy he's gone to Nottingham Forest, a Premier League team. I will be doing my Arsenal predictions and Premier League predictions later, and I have Nottingham Forest struggling. I don't know if it's going to help them next season. That will be interesting, but one to definitely watch out for. We'll be able to watch him day in, day out, week in, week out in the Premier League, and we'll be able to watch him this week at the Emirates Stadium. Please don't start making save after save after save, please, because I'm predicting a huge score for us in that game. Let's see what happens, but all the best to Martana. Absolutely no problem with him. All the best to him. Next up, let's talk about Balogun. As always, we always talk about Balogun. What's the latest on him? According to reports from Fabrice Hawkins, Arsenal rejected an offer worth close to 40 million from AS Monaco for Balogun. The French club will charge again for the American. Monaco already have an agreement with the player, so it seems like Balogun definitely does not want to stay at Arsenal. It's like having an agreement with Inter Milan, having an agreement with Monaco. Whichever team gets close to Arsenal's like whatever we want to get for him, like around 50 million, whatever team gets close to that value, I think we'll get the player. I mean, those teams that are linked to the player, I mean, team like Monaco and Inter Milan, things we have to also take into consideration. Those teams like Monaco have gotten a bit of money recently for the likes of Disasi and those kind of players, so you have to pay up. I mean, you guys are getting 35 million, 40 million for your players. Did they sell for fun? I don't know. Like, those teams are getting a lot of a lot of money for those players, so we also have to ask for money. And the least you can get Balogun for is around like 42 million pounds plus some add-ons. Maybe take it to 45 million in terms of package if you can get to 50 million. I don't want us to start selling this players for like 30 million already. The Turner one for 7 million plus 3 million add-ons doesn't really make me happy, because he's a US international and he's not like he was like on the bench 100% of the times at Arsenal. He played 7 games, so we saw a bit of him here and then. He usually plays for USA. So Balogun, it seems like he wants to try and force a move. I don't know. I don't think he'll be in our lineup this weekend either way, whether Jesus is not there, whether Nketiah is not there. I can't see Balogun being in our team. And for me, I'd rather just get rid of these players who don't want to be here as quick as possible before the season starts, and just focus on the season itself and maybe bring in one more player. But Balogun, that's the latest. We are expecting more offers from those teams. Let's see what happens. One player that is definitely not awaiting any other offer is Thomas Partey, unless a team comes in later on. According to reports from Tuttosport, Juventus have abandoned their pursuit of Thomas Partey as they feel the deal is too expensive for a 30-year-old. Good. If you can't pay 60 to 70 million, we are very happy to keep him. Even at this point, after watching him in the last couple of games, I'm like, even if you pay that 60 million, I'm not sure I would want him to go anyway. We need like just that midfield. Like we have one of the best midfields like in the league right now. Like you have Declan Rice, you have Partey, you have Odegaard, you have the options of bringing the likes of Jorginho from the bench. You have different attacking options in the attacking midfield positions like Havertz, you have Smith Rowe, you have Fabio, who is going to come good. Like, I cannot wait, man. I literally cannot wait. So we have one of the best midfields in the league. Other teams, man, still have Rodri. Yes, Kovac is a good player. Man United have Casemiro. Yes. I mean, if you compare our midfield to Chelsea, like literally each one of our midfield, if you take Rice to Chelsea, he will start. If you take Odegaard to Chelsea right now, he will start. If you take Partey to Chelsea right now, he will start. Maybe Enzo Fernandez would have a chance, but those three would start. If you take these midfielders to Liverpool, Partey and Rice probably start in that midfield, maybe alongside Szoboszlai and maybe McAllister. I don't know. But even Odegaard, if you are to ask me Odegaard and Szoboszlai, it would definitely be Odegaard starting. So when was the last time we said that Arsenal has a better midfield than Liverpool, like all three players, and better than Chelsea? There was a time, man, Chelsea had like Lampard, SCN, and those kind of guys, and you had looking at our midfield, and you had like Denilson and Diaby. We were nowhere close, man. We were nowhere close to those teams. Even a team like Man United, when they had like even Anderson and Carrick in midfield and Scholes, we were nowhere near, man. We had Alexander Song and those kind of players. We were nowhere near those teams. So right now, saying that you have better midfields than those teams, great. And one of the reasons why you have those a better midfield is because you have Thomas Partey there. Whether it's 30 or 40, I think is going to give us a lot. He's going to perform more than he's not going to perform. If he performs 90% of the times, and this season, since you have Declan Rice and Jorginho as well for a full season, we can afford to rest Partey and there. The beginning of the last campaign, August, September, October, November. El Nino's injured. We didn't have Jorginho. We didn't have Rice. Lokonga was not really performing, so he basically had to play Partey every single day. You play him today against Chelsea, play him next week against Wolves, you play him the other week against Brentford. Right now, we can afford to say, you know what, Partey's not even going to play 2 games in a row. We play today, the next game we rest. We can start Jorginho. You can come off the bench, Partey for 30 minutes. Champions League, if you have a big Champions League game, we can decide to rest Partey in the Premier League and say, you know what, we are happy to play Jorginho and Rice and Odegaard in midfield for this one. Partey have a rest. Like, we're in such a good position right now. So Partey, hopefully no other teams come in unless Saudi Arabia come with a 100 million offer. That would be crazy. So Partey definitely will stay as it looks like right now. So that's very good news for Arsenal fans. One player who will not be staying is Albert Sambi Lokonga. One midfielder will not be staying. According to Sky Sports, Burnley are still pushing to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga. I mean, this one did not work out. Him and Tavares, I still feel like Tavares has a better opportunity of still playing for us. So I don't know if you're going to loan him out to sell him. I think for Lokonga, I mean, it could be selling him, but I think Tavares could leave on loan. I don't know whether any of them is going to come back to Arsenal or whatever. But I remember saying when he bought both of these players back in 2021, I said these are good signings, mainly because it's not like a Willian signing or those kind of purchases where a player is over 30 years of age. If he doesn't perform for you, there's no sell-on value because it's about to retire, it's about to go back to Brazil, go to USA, go to Saudi Arabia to retire. So you wouldn't really get any sell-on value. But players like Tavares and Lokonga, they come in, they don't play well. You bought them for like 10 million, 15 million. If it doesn't work out, you can get that 15 million back and just move on. That would be good. And if you're going on a loss, it's like 2-3 million pounds. So that's the good thing of buying these young players. You're going to get a bit of money for them if you want to sell them even a year later. So that's good. But let's see if the Burnley is going to get him. The coach there is Belgian, just like him. I think if he goes to Burnley and plays under company, I think it's going to do very, very well. I actually have Burnley doing very well in the Premier League this season, so make sure to check out my Premier League predictions later on this season, and maybe Lokonga can do that, go there and actually help them a lot. Kieran Tierney, also the latest on him. According to reports from the Athletic, Real Sociedad are interested in signing Arsenal left back Kieran Tierney on loan. As things stand, Arsenal would favor a permanent transfer or a loan with an obligation to buy if they are going to let Tierney go. I'd have loved Tierney to stay because for his own, I don't think he's forcing a move out. If he was, then you let him go, because at the moment, I actually kind of feel for him, because himself looking at it like, okay, I thought it was Zinchenko or me as Zinchenko, whoever. And then now Timber's coming, like, is all of a sudden one of the best players in the league already. He's definitely, I don't think anyone is going to say right now, start Tierney over Timber at that left back spot. Like Kivio can also play there. Like if you want to go defensive, Kivio has been playing there. You can play him there with Gabriel and Saliba and Benoit and just make it 4 centre backs, just like Man City were doing it last season. Zinchenko is about to return as well. He's an option there. Tomias is back as well. He's an option there. Like we have like 4 or 5 players who can play there. It would be nice to still have Tierney there, so we have like 8-9 defenders. Tierney, Zinchenko, Kivio to help Gabriel mainly. Timber and Benoit, Tomiyasu and Saliba as well. And then I think Holding will stay, just have like a 9th defender there just in case in the Carabao Cup games. So if you sell Tierney, all of a sudden Timber becomes a permanent left back next to Zinchenko. And then right back, yes, Benoit and Tomiyasu, but at centre back, you basically having to play Saliba and Gabriel every single game. And this season, man, you have to have a squad, a big squad, because Champions League, you could face Tottenham this week. And I think there's a time where we play Everton away, tough one, and then we play the Champions League game in midweek and then Tottenham that weekend. It's tough. It's going to be that tough, and you never know which Champions League game is going to fall there. It could be Barcelona away. It could be a tough home fixture against Bayern Munich. You never know. So you have to have a squad where you can start Tierney or start Zinchenko. That means to go bring on Tierney or start Timber, bring on Benoit, however it's going to work out. I think you have to have a squad. But Real Sociedad are looking at him on loan. But Arsenal want either an obligation to buy, a loan deal, or the obligation to buy, or sell him and get the money and probably go for a replacement. But at the moment, I think like we need one more signing, either for, personally, I wanted a midfielder. I wanted someone like a Kudus. If you can get Kudus who can play right wing, left wing, attacking midfield, forward, I think it would be good. I think Rice Patton, Jorginho could be okay. At the beginning, I wanted like another kind of defensive midfielder, but I think we could survive with those players, depending on how many players we get. There's a lot of players who are free in the market as well. I mean, players who are free agents, you never know. Should we get someone like a Lingard is a free agent? No, but you get the point. There's a lot of players who you can still get on a free and a cheap. Eden Hazard is free. Do you guys want Eden Hazard at Arsenal? No, he would probably play just 2 games in a season. But I think we're in a good position right now. The photo shoots and everything and the media day was yesterday. This shows you the Premier League season is very, very close to starting. Just 3 days away from our first Premier League game, actually less than 3 days because we are starting the day on Saturday. We will get to watch Man City on Friday, and then on Saturday, boom, the Premier League is back for Arsenal, the first kickoff of the day at home against Nottingham Forest. Who will be their goalkeeper? Probably Matt Turner. Please don't put up a masterclass against us. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.